How's it going, my good friend? SirTech20 here. Probably 6 hours ago. Well, anyway, it was last night because it's currently 4:31 a.m. on the 15th of June for me right now. Last night, along with millions of others, I watched Bethesda's E3 conference where they announced 3 big games, at least the games that I myself was looking forward to. There was got the list right here. That way I don't fuck this up. But the first thing that they started off their conference with, I kind of enjoyed the way that they did it because they didn't automatically come out, hey, I'm Bethesda, Fallout 4. Okay, there you go. Because if they would have showed Fallout 4, which is pretty much what everybody was watching the conference for right off the bat, and then announced the other games later, a lot of people would have left and not seen those games, so I think that was pretty smart. Fucking moth flying around. The first game that they showed off was Doom. Now, I won't deny being a big fan of the older Dooms, yes, even Doom 3 and Resurrection of Evil. I was nervous. Like, okay, yeah, but is this just going to be a game where, like, they use the setting and then just slap the name Doom on there? And like, hey, because it's the Doom franchise, it's big. And fuck out of here, bitch. I got it. Some bitch trying to steal my, my moment here. The gameplay that they showed they showed maybe 5 minutes total, including some multiplayer footage, which, to me, Doom and multiplayer, I don't think that they should be mixed together, but that's just me. The gameplay was usually as you'd expect from a Doom game, gory and violent. And it was awesome. They show little clips of getting this weapon, shooting some bitches up with it, doing these interesting melee kills. To me, I'm going to assume that they're considered like criticals. Because you can get, like, you shoot an enemy to a point where his body will start glowing. Well, its body will start glowing yellow or white, and I'm going to assume that you want to wait till after it glows white to be able to execute the move, or the melee move, which that's the way it appeared to me in the stream. And you can kill monsters in a variety of different ways. There was like 5 or 6 different ways that they showed in the little clip that they actually let you see of the gameplay. And you can, when a big guy's down, you can like break or take his leg, spin it, or where it breaks off, and then punch his face to where you like impale him. Well, that sounded bad. You punch him and you just like explode his face. It's pretty crazy. Then They showed the shotgun, the double barrel shotgun, a heavy machine gun. They showed a chainsaw, which to me was like the best fucking part of the whole thing. Just, you're pulling a chainsaw out of a dude, which is like, yeah, that's fucking metal. And then you go up to these monsters that come up to you, and you just chainsaw the motherfuckers right in half. Like, literally, it's not just a quick zoom, and then their bodies just slide apart. It's like literally you shredding them in pieces. Oh my god, it's awesome. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. One thing I don't like when games do this, period, really, is when you go to switch weapons, the game goes into slow motion. Like, everything around you, it's kind of like Time Splitters, but even worse than that. To me, well, Doom games in general, or games that are like Doom, you want to have the fast-paced combat. It's a given. And you want to blow the shit out of some motherfuckers. Not in the sexual way, though. And when you go to select your weapons and stuff like that, you go from this really nice fast-paced action to just a quarter of the speed, which the game usually runs at. And then but once you select your gun, it goes back. I still think you should just have to scroll down or whatever, or like hotkey a weapon if it's even a thing. Excuse me. But from what I've seen of it, it was pretty good. Then they showed the big fucking gun at the end of it. The dude on stage was like the big effing gun. I was kind of hoping he just said it. But at the end of the footage that they showed just before it comes up and it says Doom, you see what reminds me of the, what the fuck is the name of that boss at the end of Doom 3? This ginormous ass motherfucker, and you have to use the BFG to take him out. Like, you kill a certain amount of demons, and then no, you use that soul cube or whatever the fuck it is. Oh, I can't even remember. It's been that long since I played that, or since I played Doom 3. But anyway, it showed a demon that was kind of like that at the end of it, trying to come at you. Then you pull out the BFG, and just before you shoot, where Doom pops up, and the crowd goes wild. It was pretty good, and they said, what is it? Spring 2016 for the release date, so no specific release date. Which is kind of a bummer, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Not really the multiplayer portion of it, though. That's just me. They showed some modes. To be honest, when they mentioned the modes, I just instantly thought COD or Halo. Or, yeah, pretty much Call of Duty or some stuff you can do with Halo. I can't see stuff like that being in a game like Doom, but I just don't get it. You know, if people have fun with it, more power to them. And, what's it called? Yeah, Doom's getting this modding, like this whole just all-out kit that you can mod stuff with in the game, like design your own levels and such like that, game modes or whatever you want to do for multiplayer or single player. It's called Snap Map, and it's being powered by Bethesda.net, I believe is what they said that was. Like everything Bethesda, like The Evil Within, Wolfenstein, pretty much all games that Bethesda's doing stuff with, that you can do shit like that with, it's going to be powered by this Bethesda.net. So it's, I still see it kind of like Bethesda's version of Steamworks, which won't be bad if it actually takes off. Because Steam, or well, as big as Steam is, and as big as Bethesda is, you put something out there and it starts gaining traction, it would really help to spread someone's work if they're doing a good job. And sorry if you heard that, I just accidentally smacked the wire. But yeah, as far as the whole modding thing goes, I might mess around with it in single player, but yeah, the multiplayer, I just, no. Then, something I myself personally am not interested in, but I may give it a try. It's called The Elder Scrolls Legends. It's a card game, and it, as they called it, they said it was like a Hearthstone-tinged trailer, meaning like it reminded them pretty much of Hearthstone. And it's like bringing the Elder Scrolls universe into a card game. You know, that way people who haven't played the games maybe can experience some of like the lore and everything else or whatever it is through that game itself. Which, it's coming to PC and the iPad at some point this year. That's as far as they went with the release date, so it might be something interesting, I'm not sure. Then the next one is one I'm very happy about. Dishonored 2 is coming. Yes! And one of the things I thought was really smart with what they're doing with Dishonored 2, it's not just another, a bunch of random environments with, like the same protagonist. Well, you can play as Corvo if you like to, but there's an actual reason for the Dishonored 2. And the fact that the little girl, Emily, in the first game, who had her mother, well, she didn't have her mother killed, but her mother was killed in the first game, which is really tragic for a girl that young to lose her mom. And you can actually play as Emily in Dishonored 2, which is I'm going to assume is going to be like a vengeance-fueled single player. Now, if you play as Corvo, you'll get the same single player, like the same campaign. You can just play it through it with two different characters. There's no co-op in the game. But according to what the dudes that were talking about Dishonored 2 said, is that yeah, you'll have the same single player campaign regardless if you choose Corvo or Emily, but it's like you'll see them from different perspectives, with Corvo being he's aged and he's more experienced, and Emily, I don't want to say she's vulnerable, but she's like she's in a vengeful mood. Her mom's been killed, and she's going to probably see her through her eyes with all this anger and just like, okay, I have to avenge my mom's death. And it's a pretty big difference. So I'm kind of excited for how that's going to pan out. And did they give a release date for that? I'm pretty sure that they said fall of 2016. I could be wrong. Then there's another one before I get to the big time stuff. Oh, actually, before I even get to that one, there's going to be a definitive edition for Dishonored. This actually surprised me. I wasn't actually expecting this for PS4 and Xbox One. It's like an HD remastered, I guess you could say it is. Like a Game of the Year version of Dishonored coming out on PS4 and Xbox One with all the previous DLC that was released. That I think is nice for people who haven't experienced it on the PC or like the earlier consoles. Xbox 360 and PS4. I almost said Xbox One. I like that. Even though a lot of people don't like HD remasters or like definitive editions, I really don't like them either. But I also understand that not everybody has every single console. Or not everybody's going to have this specific console when the game was out on that. So for people to be able to experience the greatness, in my opinion, that is Dishonored on the current gen consoles, thanks to this definitive edition, which they said comes out this year sometime. I think they said fall, so August, October-y, maybe. Well, between August and October, I'm going to assume. That's nice. That was a nice touch. Before we get to the big dog in the bunch, there's a mobile game, well, a Fallout mobile game called Fallout Shelter. And it's coming for, well, this is a free game. Yeah, it's funny, it's free. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be out for both Android and iOS right now. Shortly after the stream ended, and then they just went through the recaps, and then they started the stream over again to let people that haven't seen it see it again. They put it out on iOS because people in the chat were saying the game is available, but for Android, it's not. And I don't know if it is on the store right now or not. I don't know. My phone's off. That way the fucking thing doesn't make noises while I'm making this video and gets me all sidetracked. Like, I don't do that myself anyway. But, you play as the Overseer, and you have to make sure that, how do they word that? Of your own post-apocalyptic vault. Oh my god, I can't even speak. You're the overseer of your own post-apocalyptic vault, responsible for keeping its inhabitants happy and reproductively successful. Yes, I said reproductively successful. One of the guys that was talking about the game called it a cross between Sim Tower and XCOM Enemy Unknown. But you can have people in the vault go out and, like, on certain missions and stuff and bring back certain things, and you have to keep their happiness level and everything else up. You pretty much just have to keep everybody that's in your vault happy as the overseer, or else stuff will start happening bad, I guess, and you can start losing stuff. You can make people's happiness level go up by, a guy and a girl meeting, and they go into a, bedroom, and then the woman comes out and she got a big belly. You can raise your charisma by being at a bar, which I find kind of funny, actually. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be pretty cool. I don't have it on my phone, as I said, but after I make this video and get it uploaded, I'm probably going to see if it's on the Google Play Store, see if I can get it, just try it out, and maybe get my impressions on it. Yeah, it was good for that game, because when Todd Howard was talking about it, he's like, oh, and a good thing about this app, it comes out right after the show's over, and the crowd just went fucking bananas, because it looks pretty fun, and it's free. Yeah. And you can get, like, these lunch boxes. Now, this, I believe, is one of the things that you can put money into if you want to, as Todd Howard said. You can pay extra money for more lunch boxes if you want, because it can give you upgrades, it can give you more weapons and shit like that for when you send people out to do missions for you or whatever. Excuse me, fucking throat. Okay, now the big dog. The one I can imagine people are probably actually skipping through the video to see when I start talking about this, but Fallout 4. The only fucking game, aside from the Fallout Shelters game, that actually got a release date. It comes out November 10th of this year. Hype! And, I'm lucky enough to have a friend who, in my opinion, is sometimes way too, almost too willing to help out in certain times. At least in my opinion anyway. He definitely probably won't feel that way. I sometimes feel like he does way too much for me, like, to help me out with this shit, but he's already pre-ordered me the Pip-Boy edition for PC of Fallout 4, which is like $120, so Dustin, if you're watching this video, thank you. They showed, speaking of the Pip-Boy, it's a device you can literally put on your wrist, like the Pip-Boy in the game, and you can put your phone inside it. Now, I don't know if, like, phablets will fit, because I'm pretty sure that they showed an iPhone in it. Pretty sure that I don't think that my S6 would fit in it. No, that wasn't product placement. But I don't think that the S6 would fit. I could be wrong. It might be too big. That's what she said. But there's also, when the game launches on the 10th of November, there's going to be this mobile app where you can have like a second screen experience. And Todd Howard, he puts, shots were fired when he was talking about like second screen experiences and shit like that, saying this is the fucking best one that you're going to ever see, because you can actually interact with stuff that's in your game. At least that's what I seen in the live stream. Like, he was messing with going through and looking at armor and shit like that you have in your inventory in your own game, which would be pretty fucking badass. It's got its own little stuff on it. Granted, it'll light up, but it doesn't do anything major. It's obviously just for you to use your phone with to make it, you think it's a Pip-Boy. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, they're finally doing one thing with this game that I myself have been wanting. Well, I actually got it, sort of, in Fallout 3 in New Vegas, but I had to mod it through Nexus Mods. But, they're finally making it to where when you go in this huge-ass wasteland, and you find a bunch of junk laying around, pick up a cup here, a pot or pan here, open up a refrigerator, take out some shit, take some silverware, or whatever, all this stuff, you can actually use it to make parts for weapons, and stuff like that. Like, you could take scrap metal and shit like that, and tires. Like, you can scrap out tires to get some rubber, and you can scrap out these big things of steel and stuff like that, and you can actually make and construct your own, like, fortress. It's like a, like tower defense type shit. You can actually build your house the way you want it to look. You can set up turrets and all this other stuff to defend it from bandits that will come and try to raid your shit, which I think is amazing. Finally, they're adding stuff like that to the franchise. Finally. You get your dog, obviously. He's just called, well, I think you can name your dog, I think. I didn't really pay much attention to that, but you can command the dog to go and get stuff for you. Like, if in the live stream they showed like a garage type deal and there's a wrench in the back. Hey, I need you to go get that. You can point with your crosshairs or whatever and click a button, and you tell your dog, like, hey, go over there, I need you to get that, and he'll bring it back to you. And what made me kind of curious, because they never really talked about it at all, they show little clips of you fighting bandits and your dog helping you out, biting the enemy's legs and everything else, dragging them across the ground. What makes me wonder, though, is the dog able to be killed? And I know that sounds morbid, but just hear me out. Are you going to be able to upgrade how much health, or like level up your dog's health and his stamina to where he could run further distances without getting tired? Or is he going to have to, have water or food to be able to live and not just be the dog that, you could rest for a day or two straight and not worry about trying to feed him or nothing? There is a game going to just magically take care of that for you. To me, that would add to the immersion of an RPG. But there was nothing said about the dog. That's just all me wondering and hoping that they maybe put something like that in the game. The weapon customization, it looked pretty sick. I mean, there was a baseball bat with like saw blades on each side of the baseball bat at the end of it. That looked pretty wicked. They turned a like a regular looking pistol into what almost looked like a miniature flamethrower, to me anyway. So you pretty much go gather scraps and just junk that, well, in Fallout 3 New Vegas, it would just be stuff that you'd grab to sell at a merchant for caps. Now you can actually use that stuff to build parts for weapons to be able to customize anything that you want. And you can even do that with your power armor, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't really show a lot with the power armor, but the power armor does have a jetpack, I believe, so you could be boosting around and stuff like that. And then there's this, I believe you can throw a flare on the ground, then this like mini helicopter thing will come down. Then you can fly that around, and it's got a turret gun on it that you can use and shoot at shit with. So that's pretty cool. Let me think. You can, when you construct something, you can just as easily take it down if you need to modify stuff. And when you're going through the build process, you can, there's like this dialogue, not dialogue, but it's like this big selection box down at the bottom of the screen. And you can scroll through it, and you can pick something, and it'll tell you in a little box, like what it's going to require and how much of this do you have that that it requires. Like to put a bed there, a couch there, a dresser, like mount a deer head on the wall. You just, tiny shit like that. That's fucking awesome, at least to me anyway. And if you want to, you can take any of that down at any time that you please. See, is there anything else that I really want to say? Well, there's a lot of stuff I could say, but it's just pretty much what people have already seen in the E3 video. And I apologize for not having E3 footage in my video. It's just the fact that footage out there that I've seen, if I'd have been smart, I'd have recorded the live stream, because I could have just opened up OBS, window capture, and then just, the specific region for the thing, hit enter, then start recording, but I didn't do that. And pretty much every video that's out there now on YouTube, it's pretty much just little bits and clips from the live stream, like the actual 1080p 60 FPS footage, with like their logo smacked in the bottom right of the video, then uploaded. And pretty much all the good quality stuff out there now has logos on it of other people's, so I don't want to put a video of someone else's logo in one of my videos. So you'll likely see some gameplay from another game that has nothing to do with any of the games I just mentioned in this video, and I hope it doesn't bother you. It's just, wanting something in the background, that way you can, watch something instead of looking at my wonderful face here, and be able to just, just listen to me talking, make it easier instead of just a background with me talking. Actually have action in the background. Why do I always think sexual? But you could have, I might record some Dark Souls 2. I know, I can just hear people like, oh, Dark Souls 2. I don't really know what I'm going to put in the background. I haven't got no feedback on the Witcher video yet, so I don't know exactly what I want to do with that. But, yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be all for right now, with the Bethesda conference itself anyway. There's, it's currently now 4:53 in the morning for me. And I got a doctor's appointment at 10:15. I'm probably going to lay down and go to sleep after that, because I have to stay up till after my doctor's appointment's done. Because I've been up since about 3 yesterday afternoon. I sleep during the day. And I'm probably going to miss one of the conferences. Well, I might actually miss more than one. And what I'll end up doing is just go back, rewatch that, and then, gather my opinions and my thoughts. Try to make sure that I'm not fumbling over my words, which I have a, tendency to do just because my mind wants to say stuff at like Mach 1, and my mouth's only going at like, old granny scooter speeds. But yeah, it'll likely be a little bit delayed for my opinions on the other conferences, but, yeah. I still look forward to the comments in the video, so, speaking of comments, I would, once this video gets uploaded, once you guys see it, I'd really love it if you guys, like, if you disagree with something I said in the video, if you just, like, something I said you agree with and you want to, speculate more about it, or you want to just go into more depth about it, go for it. I'll join the conversation with you. If it's about the card game, I don't know if I'll be as enthusiastic, but I'll listen. As I said, tablet gaming, it's never really been my thing, and I don't play Hearthstone. I know people are just like, oh, what? But yeah, I don't touch those card games. Probably should, though. Gwent's pretty fun in Witcher 3. Yeah, I'm going to go and stop my chitter chatter because, like I said, I could just go on and on about just like, oh my god, shut up. So, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I again apologize that there's no E3 footage in my video, but part of me wouldn't mind throwing up some stuff, but it'd have the GameSpot logo in it in the bottom right corner. But at the same time, I really don't want to risk getting a match third-party content or getting a strike against my channel. It's starting to go pretty good now, and I don't really want to fuck it up. So, I don't know what footage I'm going to put in the background, but I'll definitely put some game footage in there. That way it's not just me talking. And I do appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the 25-minute mark, I don't know if that's these 25 minutes now. I do appreciate it a lot. Go ahead and like the video if you'd like to. Share it if you want to have other people watch the video and join in on the speculation, which that's cool with me. And please do comment below. It's about any of the games. Even if I ended up forgetting about a game that was mentioned during it, which is very possible. Actually, I know there's a game that I forgot to mention, and I can't think of the name of the game. It has Team Fortress 2 style looking graphics, and it's in beta or alpha stage? I don't even remember that. I want to say Battle Cry, but I don't think that's it. And the website that I'm looking at for the list of the main things that happened doesn't show that, so I'm not sure. But again, thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it to the end of this, I thank you even more. And depending on where you guys live in the world, I hope you guys all have a good day or night. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.